What is up, everyone? Sigs here, and welcome to a look at a Bloomburrow Bundle. So there will be timestamps down in the description if you'd like to jump around this recording at all. But basically what we'll do is I will go through, I will show you every single thing that comes with this product, and we'll do a standard pack opening. I will probably put the price for any card that is worth more than $1 on screen. Now, keep in mind that these are pre-sale prices, as today is July 31st, and this set does not technically release until August 2nd, so the prices will change quite dramatically, but I do still find it interesting just to get a look at a snapshot in time of what you would have had to have paid to pre-order the random assortment of cards that we happen to get from this bundle, as opposed to getting them in the bundle. And you can use that information along with the rest of what you are guaranteed to get in this box to decide if it is worth it or not for you to get one of these. So we'll go ahead and break into it here. I'll show you every single thing that comes in the box. Obviously, the first thing that you get is this little outer shell with the artwork on it. Now, usually a set like this wouldn't really be my personal flavor. It's just a little, kind of cutesy with all the animals for my taste. But it does remind me of a series of books written by the author Brian Jakes called Redwall, which I read as a young lad, and honestly, it's as if they made those books into Magic cards. It's literally that similar. If you haven't seen those books, I don't know how they hold up as an adult, but as a, teenager to young kid, they are pretty great books. So for that reason, I do find this set pretty enjoyable, just because it seems like they've taken those books and transitioned them into Magic cards. But beyond that, it is a pretty interesting set. There is a lot of good tribal synergy. I haven't gotten a chance to play it in a limited format, but looking through the cards, there are some pretty good, powerful cards in here, so we'll see what we get. Okay, interesting. Our little cardboard is bent, but yeah, so you do get that little cardboard pamphlet, whatever you want to call it, the little piece of paper pamphlet, and the box. We just saw the artwork on that. And then you do get these cardboard punch-outs, which I don't know why this is already crushed from the inside of a hard-shelled box, so a little bit of a quality control issue there on this particular box, I guess. But, you do get these little cardboard punch-outs with the bundles. Not really worth anything, but kind of interesting, I guess. And then, we get our packs in here, but you do also get this one spin-down die. So there you go. Has the Bloomburrow set symbol on it in this kind of milky green color. I'll give it a roll. We got a 17, so maybe we'll get lucky with this box. We'll see. And then we'll open up this here. So it should be 9 packs. I don't know what's up with the weird order there. That's been happening in a lot of the recent bundles, but 3, 6, 7, ignore those, 8, 9 play boosters, which when we open those, I will let you know what can be in those as we go. And then we get our 2 land packs with our promo as well. So I am really curious to see what are in these. I don't actually know, but the land cycle in this set, for each basic land, there are 4 different variations, and then foil and non-foil versions. So we'll see what we get with this. First up is our promo. So that is the Thundertrap Trainer promo that is included with every single bundle. And then, okay, cool. So that is a full art land. Again, there are 4 different variations of this same artwork, in this case the plains. So there's a spring, a summer, an autumn, and a winter. This one is, I believe, spring with all the flowers blooming. And then let's see. Okay, so it's straight to the island, which again, I think that's summer. I could be wrong. And then the swamp, again, I think that's summer. And then the mountain, again, I think that's summer. And the forest, which that looks like autumn. So I don't know, I'll have to check. But let's see if we get any other ones. Okay, so these are just the basic lands here, which I'll go through quickly. These are in foil, give them a little wiggle, let you see. These are the non-full art, just basic lands. I believe this is every artwork of the basic land in foil here. But when it comes to those full art ones, there are 4 of each, different artworks, with varying rarities, which I will probably put on screen at some point. So I was curious to see if we would get 1 of each, or only 1. And in this case, it does seem like, in addition to the foil basic lands, we just get 1 season of the 5 full arts. So that's interesting to see. But let's check out this other pack here. Again, these are guaranteed to come in every single bundle. You're always going to get this. Auto included value with every bundle. So, okay, is this the same? It looks like a different season. I wonder if it's randomized. So, there's the... Oh, interesting. Do we get one of each? There's the one plains. There's the other plains. Oh, the other plains. That's definitely winter. You can tell. That's the rarest one. Interesting. And then we're on to islands. So, one island, two island. Again, you can see it's like the same scene, but it looks different because it's in a different season is what they were going for here. And then winter right there. And then is it the same thing here? So what is... I'm really bad at telling what the seasons are. I'd have to check the guide. That looks like autumn probably for the swamp. That's definitely winter. I should probably make sure these cards are nice and in focus for you, huh? Mountains, 1, 2, and 3. So a lot of full art lands, which is nice. These don't have really a ton of value or any value, but it is nice just to get one of each different artwork, I think. And there's the winter. And then you get the little ad helper cards, whatever you want to call them. Little intro helper cards there. Okay, so let me just look real quick because now I'm curious. Maybe nobody else is, but I am. So we'll just look at the forest there, 1, 2, 3. I'm just wondering if the foil, oops, of the full art is, yeah, so that's all 4 seasons right there. Spring, summer, autumn, winter, right? Spring, summer, autumn, winter. So you get 1 in foil. I'm assuming that's the same for the rest of the other ones. So mountain, winter, mountain, autumn potentially, and then summer, yeah. So I'm not going to go through all of them, all 5 basic land types, but I'm just assuming you get 1 in foil and 3 in non-foil for 1 of each artwork. So I think it would be cooler if it was all 4 in non-foil or all 4 in foil. It kind of bothers me that just one of the 4 is randomly foil. But that's pretty cool. So you do get to see each artwork of the full art basic lands in addition to the regular basic lands in foil. So if you're into that, that comes included in every bundle. There you go. All right, so we'll get into the packs here. Again, it should be 9 packs. I will show you the artwork and the writing on the packs right there. And I'll go a little bit slower on this first one. I'll put up an overlay at some point. Maybe I'll just go like that for a second, show you the overlay up top here. About what can be in each pack. And I'll go a little bit slower here. I have to figure out the exact order for myself, but just let you know kind of what these packs look like. So they break open real easy, these play boosters, and let's see what we get. So first up, it should be 6 to 7 commons. Now there is a 1 in 64%, or 1 in 64, excuse me, which is a 1.5% chance to get a non-foil special guest in place of one of the commons. I believe is why it's 6 or 7 commons. And then you can also get 1 wild card of any rarity, and that typically appears in the slot. So if it's an uncommon, it'll be with the uncommons. So it can make it a little hard to predict where you're going to find it and how many of each rarity you're going to get. But you find out as you go through. So first up with the commons, we'll rip through. Could be 6 or 7, maybe 8 if we get a wild card. But we get Sazakap's Brew, a Nocturnal Hunger, Druid of the Spade, Sky Skipper Duo, one of the 10 duo cards in this set. Again, good for tribal decks. Another Life Creed Duo. There you go, another duo card. And a Take Out the Trash. That's 6. So let's see what's in the 7th slot. Okay, so there's our 7th common, in this case, Pond Prophet. Now, I think it could be an 8th common if we get a wild card. Otherwise, it'll be uncommon. All right, so we are into uncommon. So I believe that means that there's going to be another wild card back here somewhere. So Lily Pad Village for our first uncommon. Night Fisher for our second uncommon. 3rd guaranteed uncommon. You get 3 at least in every play booster. That is the Brambleguard Captain. Now, could be a wild card uncommon. Otherwise, it will be our rare or mythic. So, okay, so there's our wild card. So we get 4 uncommons instead of 3 in this pack. That's how that works. You get a wild card. If it's common, it'll be with the commons. If it's uncommon, it'll be with the uncommons. If it's a rare, it'll be in the back with the rare. But next up is going to be a guaranteed rare or mythic, non-foil. Camellia, the Seed Miser in this case. And then we are going to get a foil of any rarity. And there's also a full art land in these packs, so I'm not sure what's going to be first, but Okay, so we get the island, full art land first. I'm going to throw up the breakdown here because it's kind of interesting. Again, this one is, oh, geez, I have no idea. I think that's autumn with the leaves on the ground would make sense. So that is going to be a 20% chance that your full art land is an autumn land, 16% for non-foil, 4% for foil. So it's basically a 4% chance to pull one of these autumn foils divided by 5 basic lands to get this exact island. So there's a lot of variety, a lot of different lands you could pull in this slot, but you are always guaranteed one full art land of a random season at a random chance to be foil or non-foil at a varying percent. Anyway, there should be a foil in the back behind that. Yep. So in this case, it is a common Agate Assault. And then, there you go. You're also going to get one extra card in the back, which again, I'll throw the percentages up somewhere here, but can be an art card in this case, which, this feels flimsier than old art cards for some reason. But that's a Jace the Mind Sculptor in the Imagine Courageous Critters new artwork. Art card, could be a token, could be some other stuff too. But anyway, I know this is probably like really redundant for a lot of people, but in case there's any new players who are curious about how all this shakes out, I just want to go over this stuff. So, you know, you're going to get your guaranteed rare, and then you could get a wild card rare or mythic as well, and your foil could be rare or mythic. So these packs could have up to 3 rares or mythics in them, although most often you're only going to get the 1. And then 6 or 7 uncommons, 6 or 7 commons, 3 uncommons, and your land. So that's kind of how these packs shake out. I'm going to rip through the rest a lot quicker here because there's not like a ton of value in most of these slots. But there are some pretty good hits in this set, and if you hit one, you can make up a lot of value. Otherwise, it's kind of just a lot of junk, I think, as far as value is concerned. But they're cool cards, and they're cool to see, so I hope you enjoy seeing them. So we'll rip through here. High Stride, Dazzling Denial, love the artwork on that one. An Intrepid Rabbit, a Frilled Spark Shooter, Bumbleflower Sharepot, Hidden Grotto, another artwork that I really like there. And our 7th is a 3-tree mascot. Should be into uncommons, yes. So there's a wild card back here somewhere. Driftgloom Coyote, Bandit's Talent of the talent cycle in this set. Brambleguard Veteran, and what's next? Okay, there's our wild card. It is a Brightblade Stoat. And then our rare, Osteomancer Adept, the Squirrel Bone Necromancer there. And then I think it was our land, right? Yep. So Winter Island non-foil, there you go. And our foil, Bandit's Talent, there you go. So foil version there, we got foil and non-foil of the same card right there. And then we get a food token in this case. So no art card in this pack, we get a token with an add back. Okay, so you know, you could get some booster fun from your wild card slot in particular. So, you know, some crazy hits. There's things that can't be in play boosters. The Imagine Courageous Critters cards are only in collectors. Obviously, the Japanese raised foil anime cards in collectors only. There's like non-foil versions that are only in play boosters, and the foils are in collectors, but you can get some fun stuff in the wild card booster fun slot. So we'll see if we get anything like that as we rip through here with the Baker's Bane duo, the Shore Up, the Warren Elder, Seed Pod Squire, Barkform Harvester, into uncommons here, Night Fisher, Brambleguard Captain, Starseer Mentor, and there's our rare, Dreamdew Entrancer. So if I could count, I would know if there was a wild card rare back here. Aha, there it is, Kidnap. So this is one of the cards that can be extended art, but only in collector's boosters. So in play boosters, it's always going to be the regular artwork, which is what we get here. And then our land, yep, just a non-foil swamp in whatever season that is. And our foil, Mind Drill Assailant Common. So no value there. And a Darkstar Augur token with an add back. There you go. Okay, I don't think we've hit really anything thus far. But we'll keep going again, as I was just saying. You know, there's some cool booster fun stuff you can hit that has a lot of value. The full list would just take way too long to go over. I may put some overlays on screen, I may not. as far as what you can and can't get, but we'll just see if we get anything, and if we do, we'll talk about it as we rip through our commons here. Bellowing Crier, Thistledown Players, Raccoon Rallier, Head of the Homestead, Corpseberry Cultivator. Into uncommons, Gossip's Talent, another one of the Talent Saga cycles. Stargaze, love the artwork on that one. That would be pretty cool in foil too. Wow, I really like that. Anyway, sorry. Coruscation Mage for our uncommon, and again, if I could count, I would know what was back here. It is a wild card, uncommon, Lilypad Village, so we get our one rare mythic. Valley Mightcaller of the Valley cycle, and again, there's, I believe, 5 different Valley cards that are all kind of tribal cards for the various tribes in this set, so that's actually a pretty decent card. Don't think it has a ton of value, but kind of cool to see. And our land, we get a foil in this case, Foil Island, and our foil, uncommon in this case, so step up from a common, but still no rare or mythic in that slot. That is a Wandertail Mentor in foil. There you go. And an Iridescent Vine Lasher token. All right. So, you know, again, nothing crazy. A lot of these play boosters just feel like old draft boosters. You get one rare. There's not like a ton of just base rares that have good value. I've noticed a lot of the value in this set comes from like the crazy booster fun variants. So I'm not sure how much you can really even get from these play boosters. And I think so far we have not gotten much. So we'll keep going though. Another high stride there. A Thought Shucker. An Intrepid Rabbit. Saver, another interesting artwork. Mind Drill Assailant, that we saw the foil of. Thoughtstalker Warlock, uncommon. Gossip's Talent again. Another Stargaze again, already hitting a lot of redundancy here. And then our wild card, Coruscation Mage. Valley Flamecaller, so there you go. Again, of the Valley cycle, they're all kind of tribal playstyle related cards, this whole Valley cycle. Kind of interesting. Again, not a ton of value, but that's our rare. Whoops. Our full art land. There you go. And another common, Mind Spiral. And just an ad card, total ad card, piece of cardboard junk. As most of this has been so far, to be honest. But, you know, we'll go through again. Some of these packs you can get really crazy. You get like a mythic, a wild card mythic, a foil mythic, and like one pack like that can honestly make up the value of the whole box if you get the right hits, but it is very unlikely for that to happen. So keep ripping through. Again, I do think this set is pretty cool. The Agate Blade Assassin and the Sun Shower Druid. It reminds me of those Redwall books, which I enjoyed, so I just have a personal, like of this set. And again, I think it seems pretty fun to play, although I have not gotten a chance. And regardless, it's always fun to see some new artworks. I like this one in particular, speaking of which, the Cindering Cutthroat Common and the Plum Creed Mentor Uncommon. So, you know, you'll have to decide for yourself if it's worth it or not just to see some new cards and crack some random packs when it comes to purchasing one of these. Okay. Or you get a good hit like this. That is a Warren War Leader Mythic Rare. Not sure the value in non-foil. I know the foil version of this is about $10, so that could be at least a few bucks. Not sure that's making up the whole value of the box, but that is a good card that people are wanting right now, so that's pretty cool to see. There's our first Mythic hit. And we get a Mountain Full Art. And our foil, just a common Wax Wayne Witness. Nothing going on there. And another art card. What is that? Season of Weaving. One of the season cards from the season cycle in this set. Okay, what do we got? 3 packs left. So that Warren War Leader, that's a hit. I think it's at least a few bucks. Again, I just don't think there's really that many like big hits in this set that aren't from collector's boosters. I could be wrong, but we'll have to see the price totals at the end here. We'll rip through again. Baker's Bane Duo, Sky Skipper Duo, Morin Elder, Nocturnal Hunger, Druid of the Spade, Whisker Quill Scribe, Tempest Angler, cool looking dude, I think. Uncommons, Honeyed Dray Leader, Honored Dray Leader, rather. Feather of Flight, interesting artwork on that one too. And our Quake Tusk Boar, and I think it's our rare next. It is Valley Quest Caller. So a lot of the Valley cards we've gotten, that's 3 of the 5, I believe. Which again, all have kind of this tribal flavor with their effects. So that's kind of cool. Another Plains right there. And Saver. Oh, there's that artwork I was saying I liked in foil now. Kind of looks cool in foil, actually, the way that little squirrel pops in the eye of the snake or whatever that is there. But no real value. And a treasure token with an add back. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what to say. There's just not a lot of crazy hits we can really get unless we get some like crazy booster fun variants on the wildcard slot. So I guess some like decent rares, kind of. That War and War Leader is obviously really nice, but you know, a lot of these packs don't have a lot of value outside of the fact that they're just new cards that you might want to actually play with or just see, you know, new artworks, play around with some new archetypes and effects and that kind of stuff. But as far as monetary value goes, not really seeing a lot from this set in play boosters. As we go to the uncommons with Spellgyre, Husk Burster Swarm. Speaking and reading are hard. Hivespine Wolverine, and then what do we got? Okay, there's our wild card, Patchwork Banner, then our rare or mythic. Okay, Storm Chaser's Talent, again, of that talent cycle. There's 5 rares, 5 uncommons, I believe. So, interesting saga card there. And our Full Art Forest. And come on, let's get a good foil. Nope, just another common Treetop Sentries. And a Starscape Cleric with an add back. Alright, so we got 1 pack left. We'll see if we can pull anything crazy. You know, I may have skipped over some stuff that maybe has some value, but I don't think we're doing very good monetarily. What I will do is I will scan all these cards into the Delver Lens app to get a look at the total prices, which at pre-sale are very inaccurate, but you can still see if we, you know, add up to somewhere near the total of this box as we rip through our last pack with the Pileated Provisioner, the Raccoon Rallier, the Agate Blade Assassin, the Sunshower Druid, Dazzling Denial, Banishing Light, Uncharted Haven, into uncommons, Paw Patch Formation, Bone Catch Overseer, into the Flood Maw, and, okay, Starfall Invocation for our rare, and then I think there's a wildcard rare in this pack, if I counted correctly. Oh, shoot! Wow. Okay, so that's what I've been talking about the whole time. That's our wildcard slot, so it could be the booster fun. Actually, you know what? That's a special guest. Right there, you see the special guest symbol? So that is in 1 in 64 packs, a 1.5% chance to get a special guest in place of a common. It is a mythic rare, Rat Colony, that is extended art. Borderless artwork. And it is a reprint. But it fits in very well with the theme of this set, with the Rat Tribal going on. It's a card, you know, deck can have any number of cards named Rat Colony. So to have a new printing of it for anyone who wants to run a deck like that is pretty useful. Not sure the value, but it's very rare. Non-foil in this case. Probably almost rarer than the foil version because the foil versions are more common in collector's packs. Although I'm sure there's more play packs printed. But on a pack-to-pack basis, this is much more rare to pull than the foil version. So the last pack comes in clutch. We get a pretty decent hit there. Not sure the value, if it's going to make up the value of the box, but we'll find out soon. Whoops, messed that up. Get our full art land there, and then our foil that we just saw because I'm bad at opening packs. Corpseberry Cultivator in foil common, and an art card for our last thing there. Okay, so I didn't actually lay the cards out well enough to do like a recap or anything, but you know, that Rat Colony I think is a pretty good hit, and I think that War and War Leader was a pretty good hit too. So again, I'm going to just scan all these cards into the Delver Lens app and get a look at the total prices, which I kind of doubt makes up the value of the box, either as if I were to sell them as singles or in the sense of, you know, just I know I'm going to get a random assortment of cards for $50 and I would like for the price of those cards, if I were to otherwise have ordered them as singles, to be $50 or more. That is another way of looking at the value, but I will kind of keep stalling by rambling and just go through. I should have just laid out the rares at least so we could have seen the spread. I wasn't really thinking ahead, but I did just want to quickly. There's another rare there that I missed. I'm sure I missed other ones. I just wanted to lay out the two mythics and the Valley cards, I think, is probably what has value. It's another, just, I think, bulk rare. Foils worth nothing. A lot of the foils actually worth less than their non-foil printings. I think the lands are cool. They have no value, but, you know, those are included, so those are pretty cool too. So I really don't have much else to say until I actually scan these cards in and get confirmation, but, you know, there's a stack of cards that you get. I think these two were hits, the Rat Colony and the War and War Leader. We got some of these Valley Cycle cards, which are probably playable, at least in a limited format. I don't know about others. And just like some bulk rares. Probably a couple others in that stack, but anyway, that's what we get. So I'll scan the cards in. I'll be back to talk about the prices in just a little bit. Alrighty, so I am back. I have all of the cards scanned into Delver Lens here, and we're going to take a look at just a few different things. Now, first of all, I paid right about $50 for this bundle, and they are currently selling for right about $55, so that's the price that we'll use while looking at this. And the total value of all of the cards that we pulled at current TCG market pre-sale prices is $55.03. So obviously these are pre-sale prices. They are going to change dramatically. Some of these cards are going to go way, way down in value as people flood the market, as they open their own product and try to sell them as singles. Other cards are maybe going to come up in price as more and more people try to buy them and not as many people are listing them. So take this all with a grain of salt, but just looking at this here, we did get our value in cards from this bundle. Now, this is certainly not what I would expect to get from selling these cards. I don't think you would make your money back on this box in particular. We did get some good hits, you know, this Rat Colony, the War and War Leader is okay. We'll take a look at what we could maybe get from selling these cards in just a minute. But what this is here is if I wanted to purchase all of these cards at pre-sale prices, I would have to spend about $55.03. So we did get a total value in cards from this bundle right in line with what we paid. Now, of course, the question always is, why would you want this exact spread of cards? Why wouldn't you take the $55 and just buy the cards that you want instead of getting, you know, a lot of this random stuff down here that you maybe have no use for? Now, certainly the box, the card storage box, as well as the spin down die and all that kind of stuff adds a little bit of value, along with the intangible value of being able to open up the cards for yourself. And obviously, depending on what you get, your mileage will vary. You could get very lucky, maybe get some good pulls in that wildcard slot like we talked about, and make a lot of money. Or you could get absolutely nothing. You could get even less value from this. But, whoops, did not mean to hit that. But we'll go through here, again, just letting you see the price of all the cards. Now, down here, these tokens didn't have a value, and this bundle promo card, the Thunder Trap Trainer, also did not have a value. I don't actually currently see any listings on TCG Player for this exact version of the card, the bundle version with this artwork, so I'm not sure how much value that adds, but that is guaranteed to be included. And again, these tokens, you know, don't add a ton of value, but it is a little something if you wanted to look up their prices and try to add them back in. But again, you know, basically for a random assortment of cards, we did all right with this bundle. Your mileage will vary. But really that Rat Colony and that War and War Leader coming in pretty clutch there. Going to take a look at just a couple other things here. So first thing I want to look at is the bundle land packs and promo, which you could see here. Now it comes out to a total of $14.69. I will scroll through, let you see the current pre-sale prices of every single one of the cards. Now you'll see when we get to the bottom here, again, no price on the Thunder Trap Trainers, so you might want to add, I don't know, 50 cents, $1, $2 in, depending on what that ends up going for. But this is guaranteed auto-include value with the bundle. So regardless of what you get from the packs and everything else that comes with it, you know that you're going to get, at least at current pre-sale prices, about $14.69 of value that you would otherwise have to spend to purchase this exact spread of lands in these exact treatments. Now, I was a little bit surprised to see these foil swamp basic lands going for this much in the app. I did look on TCG Player, and that is what these are currently selling for. This swamp, number 374 in foil, right now on July 31st, is going for $2.99, just about. It's currently $2.92 technically. The app Delver Lens here hasn't quite updated that 7-cent difference, and I would expect that price to change. I would imagine it would come down, but I was a little surprised to see it. I think it's because, you know, in the play boosters, you only get the full art lands, so these actual basic lands like this, the non-full art ones, are maybe a little bit harder to come by. But again, currently, this is the auto-include guaranteed value that you will get with one of these bundles, and then what you get from the rest of the cards that you pull is going to vary based on your luck. Now, we'll take a look at a couple other things here. So we'll keep the price source as TCG Market, but we're going to set the minimum price of $3. So anything under $3 is basically going to be considered bulk. I'm not going to consider selling that as a single. And if you look here, again, it's really only the Rat Colony and the War Leader that have any value. So if I were to try to sell those two cards as a single, I could expect to get about $13.57, recoup that amount of money, and be able to keep everything from the War Leader and down for the difference. So not very good. Again, these play boosters, you could get really lucky and get, you know, like a 3 mythic pack with 1 foil and a special guest and some special treatment or something that has a lot of value, but really there's just a lot of, you know, bulk rares and just general bulk cards that are not worth anything, not worth selling as a single. So I do think it's going to be really hard to actually make money on these boxes. You're more looking at the value in the sense of, if I want just a random assortment of cards, maybe to draft with or to play with, or just to see the cards, am I going to get at least the same value in cards as if I had bought them as singles, in which case you do, going off of that previous metric that we looked at. But as far as making money goes, definitely not going to even come close, at least with the box that we got. And I will look at just one other thing here, I think. So we're going to set the price source to TCG Player Buylist. We'll do a minimum price of 0, which is going to include all cards, and that comes out to $18.76. So this is more like what you would get from selling these cards to a local card shop, trading them in perhaps, or in this case, selling them to TCG Player. Now, you're going to get a lot less than the value of the card because they need to turn around and resell it, so they're going to give you less so that they can mark it up and make their money on it, of course. But you'll notice here as I scroll through, outside of like the War Leader and for some reason these mountains, you know, you're really not getting much for any of these cards. We're already down to 25 cents on these lands. That's what they will give you for them. And then you get down here to like these 5-cent cards. So me personally, I would just rather keep the card for the piece of cardboard that it is. If they're only going to give me 5 cents, you know, they're going to give me 5 cents for the Storm Chaser's Talent. I'd rather just have a random bulk rare in my collection than have 5 cents for that one card, just me personally. And you'll see as we go through, you know, you could look at all the prices here of all the cards, but they're really all down to 5 cents at this point, and it is going to be, once we get to the bottom, you'll see every single card from the box with the exception of a few. So, you know, even down here, they're only going to give you a penny for these foil full art lands. So here's what they won't buy list currently, everything from this mountain and below, including the Rat Colony, interestingly, which I would assume they would end up buy listing for maybe $4 or $5 at some point. But this is basically the entire box, and they would only give you $18.76 for it. Trading these cards into a local card shop or TCG Player, probably not a great idea unless you know, if you really wanted to try to sell the Rat Colony as a single, let's call it $8, and the War Leader as a single, let's call it $4. That's $12. You could buy list the rest of these for another about $18, so $30, and then for $25, you could keep this mountain and below, not the Rat Colony because we're selling that as a single in this scenario. But everything else, you can keep all that, plus the spin down die and the box and the little pieces of cardboard for $25, which is not really good value. So again, in this particular box, making our money back from selling the cards, not really going to happen. I think that is probably going to be the case with most of these bundles for this set in particular. However, your mileage may vary if you get a good pull or not. But when it comes to getting a random assortment of cards, in this case, we did get our value in cards. They're just random cards, and I don't know why you'd want this exact random spread. But personally, I think that the card storage boxes are quite nice. I do like getting a bunch of lands that I can use in various decks, just to have some excess lands and different artworks to keep things interesting and unique. I do collect the spin down die as well, so I personally like that. And I do think, although it's intangible and hard to put a dollar amount on, that there is some value to opening the packs yourself and seeing what you get. So I would never go into this like expecting to make money, but if you're willing to pay for the guaranteed value of the land packs and the promo, and the card storage box and the spin down and all that other stuff, and then just see what you get, and willing to essentially spend that amount of money to get nothing, then you would not be disappointed with purchasing one of these products. But anyway, that's all for me. A little bit rambly in this video. Don't know that I did the best job presenting, but I hope that you found the information useful in some way and that you can use it to decide for yourself if it is worth it or not for you to get this product. Certainly not meant as financial advice, just as entertainment and my own personal thoughts on the matter. You should do your own due diligence and decide for yourself if it is worth it or not. But I also think it's fun just to take a look at the cards and see what we get, so I hope that you enjoyed as well. Thanks for watching. I've been Sigs, but for now I'm out of here. Take care. Have a good one. Peace.